On air, online, on the go. Fox Toledo News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Laura Emerson. For some people, the reality of this disaster just hasn't quite sunk in yet. And as it begins to, that feeling of loss and devastation can be too much for many to handle. That's why one church opened up tonight to bring Lake Township together to pray. Barrett Andrews is live in Millbury covering tonight's service. Barrett?
Yeah, as the pastor put it tonight, Laura, cleaning up this mess, the piles keep getting bigger and bigger by the day, closer to the street. Well, this is going to be the easiest part. It's going to be that healing that's going to take weeks, even months. The walls of Calvary Lutheran Church were untouched. The stained glass windows are intact. The people singing as they do every Sunday. But for the people who came from areas under a mile away, ravaged by the tornado, this service marks a turning point.
This is just the beginning of a long healing process that needs to take place.
About 24 people scattered from pew to pew bowed their heads in prayer. They were told to look around, to look at each other, to see the support around them. Pastor Bob Noble says he understands why the church wasn't packed. Most people are still cleaning their yards, emptying their homes, still physically tired and emotionally exhausted.
Let's face it, what's happened is people's lives have been dragged to the curb, literally. And when all of that work is done, there's going to be a need for a lot of tough questions to be asked and answered, and a lot of prayer, and a lot of just a lot of time to heal.
Grief counselors met with people after the service. There were even dogs specifically brought so people could pet them for a little comfort. All to give these parishioners just a little bit of normalcy and calm as the cleanup and coping continues. And as you can imagine, Calvary, like many of the churches in this area, they are so far from being done helping out this community. They're actually planning a walk this Saturday, a prayer walk. They're going to walk down Main Street all the way to Lake High School, stopping to pray with whoever needs it. And until then, they say their doors are going to be open every day.
Good to know. Barrett, before you go, did you see much emotion tonight? Did people seem comforted as they left the service?
Yeah, they did seem comforted. I will say the church service itself, it kind of felt like a normal church service, even though we know it was far from that. But as people were walking out, as they turned around to go back out the front door or to go down and speak to grief counselors, you could see some had teared up and others just needed that hug after that service. We're live in Millbury. Barrett Andrews, Fox Toledo News.
All right, thanks, Barrett. Well, as far as physical recovery, debris hauling began today. Heavy equipment rolled into Lake Township and began collecting those big piles of splintered homes. ODOT trucks, along with some trucks from the city of Toledo, made their way slowly down Main Street, picking up debris, also helping some of the nearly 700 registered volunteers, lending a hand in the county. It'll be a long, tedious task, but it's something the Ohio EPA says needs to be done quickly.
If you leave material out for a long while, after a while you're going to attract insects, bugs, things you don't want to bring into the community. Debris in general attracts lots of things that you don't want to have around people.
One of the biggest concerns going into the day was rain, but officials say the wet weather turned out to be a blessing. It got rid of some of the dust. The cleanup can also be dangerous, so Lake Township police are asking people who don't need to be in the area to please stay away. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so in the following ways: through any Huntington, Fifth Third, or Genoa Bank location, or directly on the Red Cross website. Now, if you'd like to help physically, volunteers can show up at the Volunteer Reception Center at Grace United Methodist Church. United Way tells us it'll be open tomorrow from 9 to 5. For more ways you can help, or find help if you need it, call the United Way's 211 information line. Of course, we've posted all of this information on our website, foxtoledo.com. So what has impressed you most about the relief efforts so far? That's our Fox Toledo feedback question tonight. Julie says the way the community has come together. It's so heartwarming to see the way everyone, no matter where they live, has come out to help where they can. Michelle writes, the outpouring of donations and volunteers has been overwhelming. It's powerful to see the communities come together to help each other in their worst time of need. Your feedback is still welcome via Facebook, Twitter, or email.